Hey, yo, what's up, YouTube family, man? It's been a minute since I seen you guys. I missed y'all so much. I mean, I can't see y'all, but y'all can see me, man. And I hope y'all like what y'all see. I've still been going on my body transformation process, man. Still working out hard. In fact, I've been actually working out harder, maintaining a proper diet, drinking more water, the essentials. And look at my hair. Been growing my hair out, man. It's been a process. It's been a journey. And I'm so happy to be back in this moment again. And I don't want this to be really, really long. It might end up being long depending on like how I get my thoughts together. But I made a lot of terrible decisions, right? I mean, a lot of terrible decisions in my life. And I always say like there's no such thing as good and bad people. It's just good and bad decisions, right? And a good decision is one that takes care of you and everybody else around you, right? And a bad decision is one that just takes care of you. I've been making so many bad decisions, right? Just taking care of myself. So when I very first started doing YouTube in March of 2020. Started doing YouTube in my brother-in-law's house. Didn't say shit to nobody, right? I went and bought um, a Mac computer. Actually, I bought me and my wife Mac computers. Ended up getting a brand new phone. I bought a lighting. I bought all these things. Never ever ran it through to my wife. I just came home with all this stuff one day. And she's like, "What you doing?" And I was like, "Well, I told you I wanted to do YouTube." You know what I'm saying? I was like, this was so many years ago. I told my wife this shit. I had never ever mentioned anything else about YouTube again. And she looked at me like, "Oh, right." And then she turned on and went on about her way. So then, I started getting busy. I started making videos and like I'm asking her like for feedback and she's not giving it to me. Right. And I'm like, damn, man, what's the problem? I value your opinion more than anybody. So why aren't you, saying anything to me? I was like, whatever, let me go ahead and keep doing this. But then I had a cousin who was like, man, you're doing good. Then I had one of his friends telling me, man, like, I like your content, man, especially the stuff on depression, because like I myself too am going through some things, and it's cool to see that there's somebody else out there in the world who's being vulnerable, what they're going through. So that was tight, right? Um, those are the things that I didn't pay attention to and used to fuel me. I was still looking to have my wife have my side. And my wife did have my side because I continued to keep making decisions without her. Right? That shit was so bad. Like it came into 2021, right? As we continue to fight back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, because I was making decisions without him. When we moved into our home in December 2020, I started painting the ceiling in one of the rooms upstairs because I was like, man, I can't wait to get in this house so I can start doing YouTube and start doing podcasting from this room, right? I didn't ask her how she felt about that. I just decided to do it. This is our house, right? And I still remember her when she was like, I can't believe you did this to this room. She's like, what did you do? You know what I'm saying? This room is an eyesore. So my wife would never come upstairs. I didn't even think about why she just never come upstairs. And our son's room is upstairs. So she probably come up here every once in a blue moon, right? And it was all about that damn decision I made to paint this room because I was trying to get my life started. Because I was trying to do something that I thought I was doing for us, right? Us as in my family. Because I'm like, man, let me start going to do YouTube and start going to do podcasting. And then like, I can get my voice out there on a whole new level. And then I like, look, baby, like I'm helping people. I'm like, this is gonna help us because like I don't want you to have to work ever no more. I don't want you to work no more. I want to be able to get out there and speak. I'm speaking, and I'm doing life coaching. I'm like, I don't want you to have to work no more. You don't worry about working. I didn't ask my wife, did she want to work? You see what I'm saying? I didn't ask my wife, did she want to work? I'm up there trying to get a career started for her, right? Like she ended up getting a Cricut machine in 2020. She started doing shirts, and I was like, man, that's dope, man. She's doing shirts. Here's the thing, my wife, it was a hobby for her, right? And then after it stopped feeling like a hobby because so many people was asking for shirts, and she was like, it didn't feel the same. The crazy thing, right? When she always talked about getting a Cricut, right? She never said she wanted to get a Cricut to make shirts for anybody else. She said she wanted to get a Cricut to make shirts for herself. And see, if I had been listening, I would have known that. But instead, no, because I'm trying to live my wife's visions, right? I'm trying to take her vision and make it for her. She didn't get the cricket machine for that. And even on top of that, then she started doing like these wood structures. Man, my wife is dope. My wife is dope. For real, man. I love that woman. She is dope. But she started doing these wood structures, and she loved that too. But then people just started asking for it, you know. And I think it's just like it felt too much like work, right? It felt too much like work. But to me, I'm like looking like, bro, you can start making money off of this. You ain't got to worry about doing anything else. Like, start doing this. Like, how do I know that's what she want? See, that was my problem. That's been my problem with her, right? This is gonna be a whole different kind of vlog, but it's gonna be a vlog, right? Because it's been a minute since I was able to sit down here and actually just tell you guys how I feel. I got a podcast too, but I think these vlogs are more intimate. You know what I'm saying? To go back, I love my wife. She's one of the best things that ever happened to me, her and my child. The best things that ever happened to me. I appreciate them. And she knows that now. But before that, man, I tell you, this pandemic experience, anybody who has been able to make it through it with their relationship still intact, right? I salute you. You guys are my true heroes, really. Because I live for people. I love people. I'm an empath. I love to see when people succeed. Trust me, it's the most beautiful thing ever for me. That's another reason why I'm back on this, because I got words I got to get out there for people to hear so they can get their minds right, right? But yeah, I love people. And you guys who made it through relationships that's still intact, that's great, man. If y'all kind of teetered a little bit, I suggest you go get the help. Go get some help. Go get some individual therapy. Go get some couples therapy. Go do something, right? But if you guys want to make it work, make it work. And it takes two of y'all to make it work. It just can't take one person putting in effort and the other person is over there like, ugh, right? And see, some of the decisions I made in life put me in that predicament. Well, I'm up here just like fighting, like trying to figure out what the hell's going on when I was the problem to begin with. Because I kept trying to push my wife into something that she didn't want to do because I wasn't listening, right? And on top of that, I was making decisions without her. So the last thing that happened to my wife was she was trying to go for an AP position at her school. She got it. She got it now, but she was going for this position, right? And when she didn't get it, she was upset about it. And my thing was, I was like, baby, calm down. It's going to be okay, right? But I'm taking away her moment. Because in her moment, I'm taking away the way that she would grieve about it. I'm making this about me. I'm making this about me because my spiritual transition going from 2020 into right now, man, I'm like, dude, we got to get over that stuff. Like, if we can't control it, let's just move on from it and try to get the next thing done, right? I'm not giving my wife her grace. She ain't there yet. She ain't there yet. People, y'all have to give y'all significant others, y'all friends, you have to give them their grace if they not there yet in their lives. Your family, you have to give them the grace. If you still want them people to be a part of your life, you have to give them grace, because there was once upon a time in your life where if you tried to get a job and you didn't get that shit, you fucking flip out too. You'd be so upset, right? But here I am with what I believe in and what I know now, trying to push that on somebody else and how they feel. It's like, bro, let them be them. Let them operate the way that they do. And you go console them. And then you ask them questions, right? You ask them questions. Because they honestly don't want your damn opinion. Nobody really wants your opinion in the moment where they pissed off, when something bad has happened for them. I don't give a damn about what you think, right? It's for everybody out there. We got to get it together. We got to start paying attention to people. They almost cursed. They don't care about what we think. Your opinion is not warranted until I ask you of it. So instead, right, because not much of a listener and much of a more making decisions for myself than how I feel, right? I don't want to feel bad. I want her to feel good. But her feeling good is not the way that I feel good, right? Your person out there is not the way. So you gotta learn. I learned, and it was cool. It's a learning process. Like, I didn't give her a chance to grieve in front of me, but I'm pretty sure she was upset about it in the long run. And it was tough because I'm trying to explain to her, like I told you, my wife is dope. Like, she's putting out the shirts, she's doing the reefs. She was making reefs and boards, board decorations for people's homes, you know, with different holiday slogans on them and everything. It was tough. She's dope. And looking at her, I'm like, man, you too dope to not get something like this. So just chill out and it's gonna come. See, that's how I feel. I'm super positive. I'm like, just chill out, it's gonna come. Trust me. But I don't want to hear that right now. I didn't get it right now today. I'm pissed. Let me be pissed. Right? Cool. I gotta let you be pissed. Man, I need to move around because it's not my energy, right? It's not my energy, but I gotta understand that me trying to uplift her in the moments where she wants to be like, this is actually her being like kind of vulnerable, because she was visibly upset about this. Any other time she'd be like, it's okay, you know, but it was something serious, right? So let's go back. I told you what I was trying to do for my wife, trying to make a vision for her. I told you that I made decisions without my wife not asking her. And in that moment, I didn't ask her what she wanted. And what she wanted was that damn position. Right? Anything else right now, I can't think of it. Give me some space and let me have time to think. Let them have their moments and stop trying to make a moment for them. Because had I asked her what she wanted in that moment, I would have knew that she wanted that position more than anything. And that's what she wants to do with her life. Because there was another time I came to her asking her what she wanted to do. And she just said she wanted to be a teacher. I thought that she was like done. I was like, oh man, my wife must be done. She must be done trying to be an AP. But that's not what it was. She loves working with these kids. I believe my wife really loves making a difference in people's lives. And for her to discover that right now, right? Because that's a purpose. Like, guys out there, your purpose, like I said it once before in the video, your purpose revolves around the things you do better than anybody else. All right? And you use that to continue to harness your skills. And then you complete that purpose. And then you move on to your next one. Right? The purpose is in the things that you do. And for my wife, she's great. She's great at making people happy. She's great at this. She's great with her hands. She's great with craft. She's great at that. And I just want her to be her best at it. Right? Just want her to be her best at it by any means. And she's good. She's solid. And I remember when she came to me again, when this position opened up again, and I was like, I thought you said you didn't really care about this, right? But like, that's not what it was. It's like I cared about it and I wanted it, but like, for people, right, for us to feel good. When we try something and we can't do it, it's like, oh man, whatever, bro. I'm not gonna worry about that. Like, what we really are deep down inside, we want to succeed at it, but I'm not gonna let it sweat me. Maybe I could do something else. I don't know. But that's what I know I want to do, and if the opportunity ever comes back, I'm going to take it. So it's almost like reverse psychology. Actually, it is reverse psychology, you know. But I saw in that moment every damn bad and poor decision I ever made in my life. Because I remember a long time ago, we would always sit and talk. We would just lay in bed and just talk, man. Yeah, we get sexy. No, we're not. Okay? All right, so we would just sit in bed and we would talk, man, and ask each other like things that we want to do, goals and stuff. And believe it or not, this is one of the things I want to do, because the type of person I am, I'm uplifting, right? Like, trust me, put me in a room with you. You can be at your worst, and I promise before I leave that room, you're not going to want me to stop talking to you. You're not going to want me. That's one of my gifts, man. My gifts is, I got the gift of gab. I love talking. My sister-in-law, she don't know that, because like when I'm around, I'm quiet. But the thing is, like, I don't like giving out my energy when it ain't warranted. You know what I'm saying? Like I used to have a bad problem with that when people would be saying things and I'll be blunt too, right? Like if somebody's saying anything, I throw my comment in there. I just throw my shit. You feel me? But I've learned to stop doing that. And when I do that, people look at me now and be like, man, he's chilling. He's too chill. This has always been me, baby. It's always been me. But I've also just had my opinion. So made the decision to listen to my wife after I asked her that question, like, hey man, do you want to do this again? I thought I didn't know you wanted to do this. I just had to listen to her. When I listened to her, I learned she never stopped wanting to do it. And it was more than anything she wanted. She wanted to have this position. And deep down, like probably not in front of me, but she's working at it. I'll tell her every day the type of work that my wife does, she should have been an AP already. But it's good because she got it now. She got it now, right? And I remember leading up to her getting this position, I was like, so what do you want to do next, right? Here I go again, like trying to live my life with my wife. I'm like, what do you want to do next? He's like, what do you mean? I was like, well, you got to get ready. You know, it's like, you know, what if something happened and you could be principal? Would you do that? And she was like, no, not right now. Nigga, shut up and let her do that position. Let her do that job first. You feel me? Let her do that. So now it's time to go clothes shopping. I couldn't wait for this moment. Like when I tell y'all, I knew she was gonna get this job. I just wanted her to know it, because it kept coming around too often, right? It kept coming around. Like this second time around, everything was great for her. She was in a better part of her life, in a better position, right? It was cool. Let's do this, right? We tight, and I had her back on this. I had her back, and she ended up getting it, and I must say, it's one of the highlights. It's one of the highlights of our lives. It's one of the highlights of this pandemic experience we've been having. You know, I made the choice, right? When I made this choice, that's when it showed me what was happening between me and my wife. I made this choice that I was going to choose God, right? Seriously, like, I want y'all to hear me out. Like, this ain't for no Bible thumping or anything like that, no religiously. Like, this is, like, I made the choice to choose God. Because this is what I believe, right? And I've read it. I believe that God gave us free choice and free will because God ultimately wanted us to come back to him, her, or whatever you want to, right? And reading the Bible, there were so many stories. There were so many stories in the Bible about the Israelites and how they were like, God, why did you bring us to this land where there's no food? Like, they just kept on, you know, what Moses kept showing the Israelites. They're like, yo, like, look at all that God has done for us leading us up to this moment. Why would you question it, right? And like, that's what life is, man. Life is a choice. They chose to go out there with Moses, then they're gonna start questioning them. So for me, it's like, I'm gonna choose God because I know God is what's right. And when I chose God, I was like, okay, I need God to hear me. So I listened to E.T., Eric Thomas, right? And Eric Thomas was like, man, like, when you want to know what you supposed to be doing, just go to God. And like, go to God for 30 days straight. So that's what I've been doing. I think I'm on day 16. I just kept going to God. I just kept going to God. Like, God, what is it you want me to do? God, what do you want me to do? Because, like, God is the Father. God is our Father, right? And what do you ask your dad for you to do? I mean, you know, if you're a woman, you used to probably ask, Dad, can I have $5? Like, come on, bro. We always go to our Father with our wants and our needs. So I kept going, and then finally told me, like, hey, man, I need you to slow down. I need you to start drinking more water. I need you to start working out on yourself, right? I need you to make sure that you are making decisions based on godly decisions and based on your wife. You gotta put her in your life, or else ain't none of this gonna work, right? So when it comes to drinking the water and working out more, it's because the journey that I started in 2020, and plus I train people, so I don't want nobody to be looking at a out of shape trainer. I'm not out of shape by no means, right? But it's something that I want to do for myself. I want to show this full body transformation, and that's why I'm working. I'm working behind the scenes. I used to show out of my workouts and everything like that, but now I'm just in there hitting it. I'm not even thinking about turning no camera on, man. Like, and that's the thing. When I'm in that gym, I turn off the world. I turn off everything, man. I don't want to see nothing. I don't want to hear nothing. I'm not watching TV. I just got some either audio book going in my ear or something motivational speaking going in my ear, right? That's what I'm doing. That's what I decided to do, right? God showed me that, right? God told me to be still. And it's like, if I'm still, I can't get work done if I'm being still. That's not true. Because now that you're being still, you got time to do professional development. You got time to reach out to friends. You got time to reach out to people who have been having some emotional, some mental issues, and you can offer some help, right? That's what you got time to do. And then, boom, make a decision with your wife and listen to your wife. When I start to do that, everything else for me start to open up. Everything. Like, I know it's been a long time since I did a video, but I wasn't quitting Instagram and YouTube. Not Instagram. I wasn't quitting YouTube. It's just that I was doing it based off of decisions for me. It's based off pleasure for me. And then when I would ask my wife about it, I wouldn't get a response. And I need to understand, right? Because that's something I dealt with when I was younger. Right? I'm going. I mean, I'm at 22 right now. I'm gonna stop this soon because I want y'all to go through this entire video with me. I grew up wanting gratification from my parents all the damn time, who never showed up for me, right? For none of my stuff when I was in the choir, when I was running track, when I played football. They never came to any of my stuff, but they was always at my brother and sister stuff. None of mine, right? I've gotten a house. You know what I'm saying? I ran college track and field. I have 2 degrees. Like, I've done so much. And all I ever wanted was gratitude from my mom and my dad. That's all I ever wanted. I started going on this fitness journey, and I started developing friendships with people that I had never known. I started going on my spiritual journey, and I started developing friendships with people that I've never, ever known, never met in my life. But I ended up meeting them. I went on a trip in 2020. Something else I decided to do for myself. But we're not going to get into that one. All right, but I started meeting these people, going on my spiritual journey. And those were the ones, right? Those were the people that I was supposed to be pouring myself into on a regular basis. It had nothing to do with close friends and family anymore because I'm a grown up. I'm grown. And I and I have to admit to what had happened and not be petty and deflect my feelings onto them. I can't do that. I had to let it go. I've let it go. And then letting it go is brought me closer to God. Because I'm on every point of me, right? I'm getting aligned mentally, spiritually, emotionally, physically. I'm aligned, right? I'm raising my vibrations every single day so I can meet the frequency of God. Taking care of my body. And that was one of the things you have to do. When you are trying to align yourself, one of the main things you need to do is start making peace with everybody that you don't have peace with. When you start to figure out what happened in relationships, you just go get the answer. And you have to be able to deal with whatever it is. You can't go over there and be like, nah, that's not what it is. No. You know what your reasoning is, but you don't know what another person's is. You don't control them. You have no clue how they feel. So the thing is, whatever answer you get, you own it. You take it. You're like, whatever answer you get, you take it. Be like, all right, it's cool. So now you got a decision to make. Back to decisions. Are you still going to operate with this person who you feel is not being honest with you? or you're going to move around and continue this journey of spiritual growth and working on yourself. Because no matter what, you still need to choose the later. Seriously, because this is all that matters. Your connection with God. And to connect with God is to come to terms with everything you've done in a human form. Make amends. And then ascend. Let's make some shit up. But yeah. Get right, right? Get right with your people. Me and my wife are right now. And it's such a beautiful thing. I miss her all the time. Shit, she had got corona about 2 weeks ago. Man, and I remember going to go speak to her. She was in the room. And I was like, baby, are you okay? I think it was like day 3, right? And she just started crying, right? I was like, baby, it's going to be okay, right? And she's like, I know, but it's like, look, man, I'm going to tell y'all the work that we've been doing. We in the same house, and I can't touch my wife. All we can do is talk to each other like this is some bullshit. You know what it's like when the people sit on the side of the door with a cup on the door and talking through it? You feel what I'm saying? Or they got the string and shit. Or they sneak off, running to go talk to each other from the parents. Like, the shit was crazy. I couldn't be next to my wife, and it sucked, and she knew it did. And then that time, too, is like, I need to make the decisions for my family so that everything that I do is making sure that I do it for us. Guys out there, when you making your decisions, please make the decision that takes care of you and everybody else around you. Make the good decision. Don't make that decision that's only taking care of you. All right. You know, I love this. I love this. And for a minute, I was just going back and forth. I could not think of what to say. I was like, I just couldn't, right? And straight up, I just asked God. I was like, God, I need you to work through me. I need you to work through me, because I'm having a hard time right now. And God always listens. God always listens. And I'm making the decision to put my wife in everything that I do, and God as well, because I strayed away from God. Not gonna lie. Not to say that I don't believe or anything, but like I strayed away as far as like praying and everything. Cause I'm like talking to my mom because I was so vicious. Man. I was like, Mom, like, you know, we in the situations we are, like, y'all just believe that y'all gonna pray and God gonna make everything right. You know what I'm saying? I was like, how could this be? How could this be for y'all? Like, so somebody, you've been betrayed, you know? But I shouldn't have been doing that. I should have been telling my mom, yeah, man, God is real. God is the truth. And you're not going to get what you need from God unless you start doing the work that you ask of God. Like, when you ask, you get your behind the work. You get to work. Trust me. God's going to help you see it through. You're going to have so many signs that show you that you're on your way, right? Like, the devil's going to come for you. The devil is going to come for you. Like, life is going to get very, very uncomfortable. Life got very, very uncomfortable for me and my wife, right? 2020 into 2022. I've been on my spiritual journey since 2020. And I didn't know what to do going on this thing because this is new, right? I had a cousin come into my life at one point, and like we spoke about it and stuff like that. And then like, I don't know, like, you know what I'm saying? I'm trying to get with this boy so he can hear what I got to say, right? But it was tough. Spiritual journey is tough. And I started watching videos. I've been drawn to some videos, man. Like, my last one is Mark the Messenger, man. Shout out to Mark the Messenger. I watch this guy's videos a lot now, man. But he put a lot into perspective for me. Like, a lot, right? And one of the things that really stood out for me was when he was talking about the 7 signs, you know, that you're on your way to a breakthrough. And I sat down with my wife and I was like, baby, you on your way. You on your way. This is how I know you're on your way, right? Like, because this is everything you're going through right now. It's like, man, you're being attacked by the devil. God's allowing the devil, you know what I'm saying, to come into your life right now. God is putting people in your life to tell you that, hey, man, I think you're doing good. Right? All this stuff was happening for her, man. Her life got harder. It got really hard, man. And then she had to get to that last one where she had to just endure. You know, she had to endure, and she did. And she came out successful. My wife has come out successful. She's made a major achievement in her life that she had always talked about since we met. That's what's so beautiful about this, that we was able to share this together. I love her. She's dope. And I love God, man. And you guys out there that watch this, I hope you are inspired, right? Inspired to sit down and have these tough conversations with your friends, with your significant other, with your mom, your dad, like your family members. Sit down and have these tough conversations and start asking them how they feel, what they need, right? Because God has provided you with it. Let's go out there and work hard, guys. Work in your purpose. Y'all take care.